Encore Revival, America, November 2, 2020. In the final week before the election, polls and mainstream news articles made every effort to paint a Trump victory as a bigger surprise than his first. He is an incumbent who kept campaign promises and wasn't a failure in the minds of his own supporters. Historically, his defeat is impossible. Mail-in ballots being favored by one party, the losing party, wouldn't ring of fairness. If the incumbent doesn't win, it's a shoo-in coordinated fraud case between both Democrats and their loud supporters in the news industry. This election will be contested by the losing party's supporters. The media will be part and parcel to any Democratic Party efforts, largely evidenced by attempts to dampen the story of Hunter Biden's laptop. Glenn Greenwald resigned from the news company he helped found. Twitter censored link sharing for the story. Being Democrat-leaning, such institutions can't present the defense that they are without allegiances in an election dispute. Mail-in ballots are a great idea, not insecure or unsolicited mail-in ballots as we have seen. But these mail-in ballots have been used and promoted heavily and only by Democrats. That betrays their purpose. If mail-in ballots are responsible for tipping the election against Trump, any fraud case would also include a smoking gun. In that event, the Supreme Court would play an important role. The Constitution defines Election Day so that everyone knows when it happens. If voters need to mail in ballots for any reason, they have no excuse to be late. Collecting mail-in ballots after Election Day can't serve any fair purpose and only stinks of mischief. Recently appointed Justice Barrett abstained from a ruling that would have decided that Election Day happens on Election Day. And Chief Justice Roberts can always be counted on to vote with Democratic prerogatives when it matters. This happens not because justices are Democratic or Republican, but because the court always rules in favor of the court. Via split vote, SCOTUS continued election chaos, thereby reminding the nation of the power it wields. Still, the Supreme Court now seats 6-3 in favor of Republican appointees. Barrett abstained, claiming she lacks sufficient time to review an expedited case. She can't be counted on to abstain in a post-election dispute. Republicans are growing in power, and power corrupts. The RNC spent extra money on the Michigan senator race, a state where the Democratic governor is highly controversial. A general election combined with a Senate election is a likely place for voters to lash out against the current controlling party. Something similar happened when Republicans lost the House in 2018. If Michigan goes Republican again, it would indicate a strong turn for other states, including Pennsylvania. No matter the election outcome, Republican voters will argue legitimacy, and Democratic voters will cry injustice. The nation will soon spiral into chaos, as this is the hottest time and the hottest election in American history. We will come out the other side, having dealt with many submerged problems which have finally surfaced. Encore. Revival has returned to America.